Welcome to the front, me commandos. I'm Nico the Iron Elf, a war elf forged in the fires of battle. Today we are
Yoink.
doing Armchair General. Oh my hat, rare already?
Yoink.
Okay. Double yoink, the hat went back.
Yay.
But we are doing Armchair General, a series where we look at military equipment, war tactics, and
Yoink.
modern combat developments. And boy, there have been a lot of combat developments this week. We are joined with Yog. Hi, Yog.
Hi, everybody. Are you kids ready for some missiles?
Yeah, we have Stug. Welcome, Stug. Stalin and Rare and Mexi all here. Hello, hello. Let me get rid of that. There's not going to be any music today. There we go. But we're going to start with Ukraine. So here we have the Dnipro offensive, where they're continuing to push. Give me your best. What do you mean? Oh, you're at the airport? Okay, very cool. We have some cool plane stuff coming up too, Mexi. Are you excited? It's so cool. Alright, this one's all yours, Yog.
Alright, Russian forces continue their assault into the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast this week by attempting to occupy the village of Danchny, as you can see on the bottom right here, and by capturing the fields north of it. Dnipro is a very flat oblast, meaning very easily able to be pushed into with any mechanized systems. So if you have like tanks, ATVs, or anything like that, you could easily push in and grab territory fast. I don't think there's that much
no, it wasn't a hydrate. No.
Defending the area here.
Please. Yep. Oh, and here we have the Sumi update. Oh, guys, please.
Keep throwing things at them.
No.
Gosh, everyone's throwing things at you. It's so
Not
funny.
again, brother, please. We haven't started. Why? Bruh.
Dude, you're just being... Everyone's just tossing stuff. I can't. I'm not a Vtuber.
No.
I'm literally just a PNG. No, stop using me to block. I am literally a PNG. Stop using me to block. I don't exist.
Hide behind Yog. No.
Anyways, Russia continues its push into the Sumy Oblast, with it creating another entrance point by around the village of Dnipro. As you can see right here, I put it to. It is at the far right, the little yellow bit at the far right. However, Ukraine has attempted a counteroffensive, capturing a small village in blue called Varenich. However, Sumy proper is still within FPV range. As you can see, the orange, the little like yellow bits right here are pushes towards it. I don't think that blue is gonna last long. I really think it's gonna be pushed back.
And then here I have my map from the ISW, where you have the Russian offensive new territory in orange. There's a few little local counterattacks, like you can see here. The blue is the Ukrainian counterattacks and captures. And they are well within, I think, their last objective, so they will begin bombarding the city pretty soon.
Yeah, really depends on where they push. I think I have a photo right here. Yes, this is a Russian FPV drone flying within Sumy Oblast right now. This is actually it in the city of Sumy, and I imagine it's gonna hit this administrative building right here.
Yeah.
Ha! Mexi saved it.
Thank you for the clip, Mexi.
Send that to my animator friend.
No.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I need you to animate this.
Bruh, no, please. Hello, Artismo. Welcome to the stream. So here we have the Eichländer hitting the 58th separate motorized rifle brigade. So it took place on the 17th, and they hit the base.
we weren't allowed to show
No,
the footage
Nico,
itself. I
please.
think like a lot of people died in it.
Oh yeah,
But I put it in because it shows Sumi's being heavily bombarded.
yeah. So they
Like
have achieved their objectives. So we
yeah, they're
have
gonna start
continued to.
hitting. They're gonna start hitting a lot in Sumi.
Yeah. Maxie, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Broken arrow after stream? Maybe. Guys,
Broken arrow
please.
after stream. Can't we use it?
Uh so
Oh
the
my!
Donetsk is the main focus of Russian objective for like the past couple months. And they are pushing Stalin, please. I'm trying to explain. But they are continuing to push along this entire front.
Issue.
So they're right now their objective is to get within conventional range of Kharkiv city, which with this being their main attack, the city's like over here somewhere. They're pretty far away.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit. I think I have a little bit closer.
Guys, please.
No, I do not. But no, you do. You have a closer ones right here.
Yeah. And then here we have Kostanivka, where they're just continuing to expand from Toretsk. They're starting to get some closer to the city.
It looks as if, so from what I have been observing, it looks as if they're just capturing the fields in between villages because it seems to probably work out a lot better. Capturing fields seems a little bit more easier to do than an urban area and just surrounding and capturing real fast. So it seems as if it really seems as if it's going around layer and stuff.
Whose side am I on? I'm not on anyone's side.
I am on the side of the Baconator from Wendy's. Ah,
Yeah.
fuck, there's a fly in my face. God damn it. Sorry, a fly just literally hit my eye.
Are you okay?
I'm good. Oh wait, you missed my thing up above.
Oh. This one. There we go.
I wanted to point out that this is southern. This is all that's left of southern Donetsk. 15 villages.
Yeah, so that will probably accomplish their objective. Maybe within a month. Hi, Elf. Hi, Chloe. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Oh, hi, Emperor of Mankind.
Yeah,
I just wanted to point that out because I felt that was very important. No one's really talked about how southern Donetsk has essentially been almost captured.
Mm-hmm. No Emperor. All right, so there's been some pretty big drone and missile attacks.
Yeah,
so about 200 casualties from this week. Or was this in one day? I think this was in one day.
One day, yeah. I just said it happened this week. This was an attack in one day, and the thing is, I completely missed it.
Oh.
Like, the city of Kiev was hit like 30, 40 times with drones and missiles, and I just never saw it. We were so busy with getting stuff ready for Iran that I myself never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
Russia continued to develop their drones. So we'll talk about the Iranian drones later. Hi, Wolf. Welcome, welcome. With the ERA, very cool. But they upgraded their drones. So now they have direct radio control, and they have a little AI module in it. That way, if it gets jammed, it can still find its target.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I have some comparisons
Hila,
later down the line, but
how are you?
I wanted to point out that I think the Jaren 2, so the Russian version of the Shahid, is like a trillion times more advanced than the Iranian
thank you for the follow.
one.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, hey, Atismo.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Imagine if a 225 came back as a boomstick carrier. I mean, I don't know about that one. Oh, so, and then here they have continuing to develop AI robots, which is going to go crazy. I wonder how it's going to work with the lasers.
So, for context, the Shahids that the Russians are firing now Let's call them Jaren 2s. I feel like that's a fair thing to say. The Jaren 2s that the Russians are firing now use use NVIDIA AI powered GPUs in order to commit their goals. The warheads are now bigger. It's more stealthy, and it's it has cameras. These Shaheeds are like 1,000 times, like probably like 100 generations past the Iranian ones,
Hmm.
which I will show you in the next
Yeah.
slide.
Does it run War Thunder? It
So if you go
might.
to the
War
next slide,
Thunder's
you can
pretty
actually
easy to
see a
run.
guidance system comparison.
Okay, hold on. Oh, you had a B-52s take off? Ooh, okay, yeah. There was some strategic movement that we'll get into.
Those
Does it
GPUs more
run War
expensive.
Thunder? Maybe. War Thunder might be pretty easy to run. I am Russian and still interested in listening. Well, thanks for joining. I think we don't have very many Russian sources because there's a language barrier, and it's really hard to find any reporting from Russia because nobody translates it.
I try my
Mixie.
best. I try my best to get us stuff, but it is hard.
Yeah.
So that's why GP. I think you could probably, if you take apart a Shaheed, you could definitely build a computer with it.
Yeah. Thinkers from America to Europa. Yeah. Oh, tag drones. Ooh,
Yeah.
what are those?
So, Ukraine has started to do an interesting little process. It's basically, you see the front drone right here. It essentially has a rope attached to the suicide drone. Essentially, it's a 2-in-1. If one gets hit, then the other one can fly forward and hit the other thing. But it's supposed to be basically a 2-for-1 suicide drone.
Oh, okay. So it's like a variant of like a mother drone type thing.
Essentially, it's two suicide drones mixed in ones.
Okay. Yeah, maybe because the big one might have more range and it just carries the little one a little bit.
Yeah, so the bigger one does have more range and it carries the little one, and the little one, it's in tandem. So it's sort of like I think it's supposed to be like a good way to try to counteract Shaheed evolutions. Yeah, like glider, yes.
I have an idea. This,
What?
but with I don't know if you can see my cursor chat, but the big drone could have fiber optic that goes to the little drone. And then it could have like an extra 20 clicks to hit like a jammer or something.
I could see that happening. I think realistically though, it's just going to be used on very cheap mass-produced drones.
That's true. Alright. I agree with that.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So it's like an F-18 helping a glider take off? Yes! It's
Yeah,
so
essentially.
cool! Oh, strategic news. In a couple interviews, Putin was outlining what victory looks like for Russia. So this would be the current territorial demands and the installation of a pro-Russia government in Ukraine. Their goal is to get this by continuing attritional warfare until Ukraine just collapses. And I think one of the things Putin said was he's not going to negotiate peace with Zelensky, which would tie into the new government.
This sounds a lot more reasonable than people originally think, because if you guys know, Russia and Georgia went to war with each other back in 2008. Russia took two little bits of it. It took Abkhazia and South Ossetia. And for years, Georgia has been a bastion of pro-Western governments until recently. Now it's a pro-Russian government. So I think essentially that's the most likely outcome, is it's going to just degrade until it just becomes Georgia, where they're never getting that territory back, essentially. Crimea, the 4 oblasts, maybe even Sumi's never coming back.
Yeah. Oh, would you... oh, thank you, Nico. Thank you for letting me know Iran has made supersonic missiles. Yeah. So now we're covering Iran. That did not go the way I thought it would. Well, actually, it kind of did. I knew that their Air Force for Iran was really, really bad. So here are the missile ranges. of various missiles for both Israel and Iran. Iran has a new one that's really, really far, I think. They just launched it not too long ago.
Yeah, okay, you see the Sajiz? That has been upgraded to be 2,500 kilometers.
Ah, okay, because they launched that new ICBM and Europe kind of went, oh no. They kind of freaked out a little bit.
Well, that was we do actually have coverage of that later. I
Oh,
put that
okay.
in. But yeah, so for context, for 100% context, the Jerichos and Jericho 3s are not tradition. Those are ICBMs. Those are
Those are the
not.
nuke use launchers, yeah. So they're not
Yeah, those
gonna
are
use them for conventional attacks.
the Sajiz and Shabib 3s. Those are for conventional attacks. Actually, we just got, as we were streaming, another strike on Tel Aviv.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as streaming, I just was uh it's like I just got a message being like, "Oh, hey, Tel Aviv has been hit."
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that later.
I
Map
know.
the Israeli military. Yeah, they got the. I think the Indians also got upset because they gave Kashmir to Pakistan, which is a disputed
Yeah.
territory, and they were really, really upset about that.
So people be like, "You have to delete that." And it's
Yeah.
like some poor social media worker who like some poor social media worker is like just trying to make a graphic and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I guess, it's like I guess.
Yeah. How to win war? See about that. I don't think Iran can win anymore. So here are some of the strikes on from Israel onto Iran. They claim to have
Yes.
taken out 200 missile launchers, 120 SAM sites, 8 helicopters, 2 jets. We'll get to the jets. They hit a bunch of places where High Command lived, and they also hit building yards, the nuclear facilities, and the first strike on them used over 200 aircraft, the F-35s. So,
Yeah, but we
Mhm.
did find out they were launching from Iraq, not in Iran.
Oh, okay, good to
Remember
know.
that? Yeah.
Iran shot down an Israeli F-35. We aren't sure about that. I haven't seen any debris. They're claiming they've
I
shot down 5.
I have debris of stuff, or I hope it's still there. Ah, damn it! I think no, it's there. We do
Okay.
have videos of drones being hit, not of
Ah,
F-35s.
you are sure? Okay. Then we have one F-35 down. Uh, so they hit some power plants in Tehran. They also hit the Iranian media place. And they hit a couple targets. This was on the 19th. This is on the 20th. They hit the residential apartment building, which had some of the scientists in it. Another place where they were researching. And then the Israeli suppression of Iranian launchers has been super, super effective. It was an AI. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are some reports that a third of the Iranian launchers have been destroyed. And some reports that 3/4 of the launchers have been destroyed.
I saw
skill issues.
Netanyahu today say Iran has 28,000 missiles. So I think I think we're just like getting BS'd.
Yeah, but that's the missiles, not the launchers. They've also been striking some of the storage facilities on the entrance and exits of the mountains that they're hiding in, so they can't easily access them.
Here's the thing,
But
though.
they are destroying the launchers.
Iran has a lot of missile cities, so those have launchers themselves in there that are hidden. So I really don't know what the total. If the 28,000 missiles that could hit
Lexi,
Israel
Smitty,
is
thank
a
you for the
real
head
claim, which I doubt, I I don't know. I feel like half is kind of extreme.
I'm
Like
gonna get a
Israel, I feel like
vault spot,
Israel
guys.
is
Thank
severely
you, though.
underestimating the amount of missiles they have if they claim you know what I mean? They're like, oh, there's 28,000, but we've taken out half of their launchers. And it's like, well,
Ah,
that
yeah.
means they only had 200 launchers, and I feel like they're gonna. And as we've seen with Yemen, Yemen has made jury rig launchers, which are just
Ah, yeah.
trucks. You just need a truck.
The jawline? What do you mean? Strong. Alright, and then here they took out a police headquarters and the Iranian state broadcaster. I think they were okay, right? The broadcaster. They hit the building though that they were
Yeah,
in.
the lady was fine. They just hit the building while it was live, which was crazy.
Uh,
But
yeah.
yeah, so as you can see, the targets in Tehran are kind of like it's claimed to be like nuclear scientist houses, police
Hmm.
headquarters, like ministry, but they're not really hitting. It doesn't really. It looks random to me. It looks like they're hitting a lot of just like they're trying to figure. I think don't know if they have the exact data as to what's being
Hmm.
hit. You know what I mean? It seems kind of like the north is being
Yeah.
mostly hit.
Yeah, they did hit the Ministry of Defense, it looks like. The broadcast, police headquarters. So they're hitting important stuff. Another thing I'd point out is they're hitting this is the capital. So the air defense has been totally suppressed. Yeah,
Yeah.
they stopped them in yeah. It's not good for Iran.
Yeah, but
Like,
Iran uses ballistic. No, it's so funny.
what do
If
you
I
mean,
remember,
no, Pat? No.
if I remember, you can actually trace Iran's ballistic missile program back to Egypt.
Ah, yep. Here, this is what it looks like the commanders that have been taken out. So there's also no command. So there's going to be a lot of units operating independently, and it's going to be very, very difficult for them to coordinate reactions. Yeah. Also, for long-term stuff, I think their proxy warfare stuff is going to be messed up for like the next 10 years or so.
It really depends on who they get to replace,
Ah,
because if they
thank you
get
for the
someone
hydrate,
who's
Chloe.
incompetent, it's going to be very hard. But if they get someone who's really good at their job, they can
Mhm.
easily. I know it's like not easy, but if you get someone who knows what they're doing, you can replace head of uh, proxy command forces.
Yeah, but this also isn't like a NATO type military. This
No.
is people who are loyal to the leader of
Yeah,
Iran.
these are
So
people who
it's
are
gonna
loyal to the
be
regime, but there's
yeah,
always stooges.
yeah, but there's also the you notice that the Iranian proxies like Yemen, in Palestine, Lebanon, none of them are saying or doing anything.
Yemen is.
A little bit, but they're not helping too much.
I feel
They're
like that's
kind
kind of
of
just. I
they
feel like that's
can't
kind of just par
coordinate.
for the course.
Yeah, they can't coordinate because all these guys are gone.
I
The
think.
Iranian army is still
Well,
intact. Yeah, I mean the
yeah.
army is intact, but they're totally crippled. They can't react to things.
So what happens to country invades? Depends which capital. I would say this: the Houthis are helping by launching missiles,
Hmm.
but the Houthis have only launched within 3 years 100 missiles, so they don't have like the capacity to build the missiles like Iran does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's not like it's like someone who has like no industry versus somebody who has some industry versus, as we saw by those Shaheeds versus Jaren, someone who has a lot more industry to build stuff and innovate.
yep. Oh, and here we have the F-14s that got hit. So they weren't working anyways, but they're systematically going after radar systems, all the long range capabilities of Iran. So at first they went
How
after its ability to defend itself from airstrikes, and now they're going after its offensive capabilities. So wait, here's the video. Okay. So this is the F-14.
oh
Grandpa, no! All right.
No.
Now they're extinct, right? Grandpa should have been in a museum. He shouldn't have been at the front
No,
line. No.
Iran still has a few.
Yeah. It's tragic.
Don't worry, guys. They
Uh,
have a few.
yeah, but put them in a museum. They're not going to be able to fight F-35s. Please.
No, they are. Go out there, F-14s. Go start fighting them
No.
F-35s. Die for your country.
Oh, a spider came to say hi. Oh,
Oh, hello,
you
Spider.
removed him from existence? No. He just wanted to say hi. All right. So for Israeli losses, they did lose some UAVs. I think two of the Herons, a Hermes one, and there's some stuff where Iran's reporting that they've shot down up to 5 F-35s.
I don't believe the
Taylor, thank
F-35
you for the
claims
head
because none have
pat.
gone over Iran proper. I do believe all these.
Ah,
There's a lot of footage of like Herons and Hermes being shot down. So I think Israel's sort of. If Israel needs to deeply strike in Iran, they'll use a
mhm,
Hermes and it gets shot down. But if they need to like, if they need something bigger, they'll just do an F-35. You know what I mean? Like they'll use an
mhm,
F-35 to get close to the border.
yeah. All
So
right. For
I wanted to
Iran
put.
strikes.
Oh, I was gonna say for the context, Israel has started to ban recordings of strikes on its country, so
Mm,
uh, it may be a little difficult to prove some stuff.
yeah. They still use flak. Yeah. They have like
Yeah,
a really,
flag.
really good air defense network for Israel.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, you can continue on with the Iranian side.
Yep. So they've been launching long range missiles and also Shahid drones. So they are striking at random places. They haven't seen anything other than I don't know if there was a strike on the defense building for Israel.
Yes, the defense building has been confirmed to have been hit.
Okay, so that did get hit. But most of the Shahids, they're not upgraded variants like the Russians have. They're the old ones. So they've pretty much all been shot down. This could be a drain on Iron Dome munitions, though.
I imagine that could be why, because
Yeah.
later on we'll go over like a more advanced drone getting close, but it looks like Israel has been getting a lot more hit than it expected, I imagine.
Yeah. Iran ran out
Like
of ground to air missiles. Oh, yeah. Uh oh.
ground to air missiles, so you keep. Oh, you're talking about air defense. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, here, yeah. Also, here's some buildings that have been hit.
Welcome to the
This is
stream, Don. How are
as
you
of
doing this
yesterday. There was
fine
two more
Friday?
hits.
Yeah.
Today there was one in Holland there's a building in Holland that had just been hit as we have been speaking right now. So
Hmm.
I want to say there's probably been 50 hits on Israel with ballistic missiles, which is the most ever.
Yeah.
So we have
All
the
right.
IDF Cyber Command
Yep.
headquarters, multiple airports, and multiple different sections.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so these are pretty important places, actually. I didn't know all these got hit.
Yes, they've been
Uh,
hit. Yeah, they've been hit, but like not as yeah. So I would say go on the next one.
yeah. So the waves of missiles have started to get reduced. I think this is because the launchers are getting destroyed, so it's way harder to do more attacks. So at the start, you can see they've launched a ton. They're down to 40 here. They got some up, and it's just dropping the amount of attacks they can do. I think their launchers are getting destroyed, and they can't launch all the missiles that they have.
I think it's either that or they're just like trying to figure out a better strategy to hit things because this morning a single missile went through Haifa and hit it directly. So maybe it could be they're using different types of missiles and they're just seeing which combinations are working better and which ones aren't. That's my theory. Because
Mm-hmm.
look at that one day where there's just three, 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 one, and then 30
Yeah,
hit.
yeah.
So it looks as if they're trying to test to see the reaction times, how fast it can go, and how
Mm-hmm.
much damage can go through. That's
Okay,
my
yeah.
theory. Because there have been multiple recorded hits at different, like I said this morning, a single missile hit Hoffa,
Yeah.
just directly. Like no, there was no interception or anything. So it's like maybe Iran's just using better missiles to strike rather than 50-50-50-50-50-50-50-50.
Yeah. I think they're I think it's I disagree. I think it's just that their capabilities are being reduced to dropping down this much. I don't think it's part of
But
any
like,
grand plan. They can't
but they
launch
could,
50 anymore.
but like Tel Aviv and Haifa keep getting hit. Like Israel keeps getting hit. That's the thing that's
Yeah.
confusing me. Is like, but if they're only launching like 15, I feel like Israel should be able to defend against that.
Yeah. These are also the missile waves and not drones. They sent a lot more drones than this.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the THAAD and the Iron 3 and the Arrow 3
Yeah.
is designed to strike against these. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking like you can see that there's a low and then a big hit and then a low and then a big hit now. I really think it's just
Mm-hmm.
testing of air defenses.
Ah, okay.
That's my theory. A game
Okay.
theory, if Joseph Z says.
True. Yeah, there's not going to be any ground forces because they're too far away. They're just doing this. Oh, can you sleep? I mean, if you want. Oh, and then here's a video of I think the launchers getting hit.
You know, it's funny. I've been
Oh,
hearing a lot of Iranians claim those are decoys, and it's like, they probably are taking out most of your real stuff, but the decoys, there probably are decoys.
I agree. I think yeah, there's a few decoys in there, but next slide.
Yeah. Next slide.
But for the most part, they're getting hammered with airstrikes. So they're not all decoys. Come on now, they're
No,
not
I'm making it.
tricking
I
you with
know.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Iran's defensive strategy is far less advanced than Israel because they don't really have like a unified defense system like Israel does.
Hmm.
I think that's from years of corruption because it's like they have been given more advanced systems. It's just they're not using them properly at all.
Yeah, I think they've lost their ability to defend themselves. I think that got taken out right away because you
No,
haven't
I've been.
seen too much stuff getting shot down for the amount of
Uh,
strikes that have been reported.
yeah, but it depends because I've seen a lot of like Israeli drones being hit, but those are just suicide drones. You know, like the smaller,
Uh,
something that can be hit with flak shot, that can be hit
yeah,
with like, yeah. So it's like it's kind of like it is kind of like trying to figure it out now. The army's still fighting internally. Yeah, that's what it is. I
yeah.
have been seeing that Iran has been capturing a lot of Mossad agents in their country.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
So, uh, what this is it's not like proper Mossad. It is people being paid by the Mossad, like Afghan immigrants or tourists,
Yeah.
to take photos and to, send it to Iran. And Iran hates that. And a lot of people have been captured, and it is very bad what's going to happen to those people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the army and the Revolutionary Guard are. That's by design that they hate each other. That's how they all work. It's the same with like Wagner in the army. If you remember Wagner, they in the army hated each other.
They did until they don't exist anymore,
Yeah. And
which
then
is
it was the
insane.
Air Force and the Army hated each other after that.
I forgot to upload that. We're not allowed to show it, but there was a after they replaced Wagner and Molly, I got a video of a guy in a BTR 80 just having the time of his life fighting insurgents.
Oh my
I
god.
did I send it to you? It's literally just like it's so funny. It's literally like this dude in a BTR 80 just wiping out dudes in trucks, just going like, like blasting metal music.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I gotta send it to you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, okay. This one was This one is my baby. This was the one I found research on.
Yeah.
So, Iran has surprisingly been flying drones and aircraft actually at Israel's border. It's not just Israel flying big drones in there.
Hmm.
And there's a video in Syria of a Shahed 171 flying around. Now, people thought it was an
Oh.
Israeli aircraft, but as you can see, like it's a little blurry, but there's a propeller.
Uh-oh.
And Israeli planes don't use propellers at all.
Uh-oh. So they have some capability still, but
I was gonna say, I think what is it? This one was actually may have possibly just been shot down an hour ago by
oh,
Hata.
okay.
There's a video of like a big ash
I agree,
drone
Chloe.
being shot down. Maybe we can do you think like you could quickly put it up to see what we think?
Where is it? Let me look.
I'll send it to you in the chat. Let me send it into the streaming chat. But I want to share it because I think they did actually take out a one of these drones in Israel's borders,
Okay.
which would be pretty insane.
All right. One moment. Let me minimize this. All right. Is your audio?
I don't know.
Okay. There isn't. There is not. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I don't
Oh
think
wait,
there
yeah,
is.
there. Okay. And we are back up.
Yeah,
Back
so
to
as you can
go.
see,
Bye
this
bye,
is
Wolf.
Mafa. Bye, Wolf. As you can see, that's a little bit bigger than a normal drone. That's not like a they think a Shahed 171 got shot down by Israel's
Mm-hmm.
border, because as you can see, that's a
Ah.
way larger aircraft than a simple suicide drone.
Yeah. Yum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it is like a real jet.
Hey Malik, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today?
Hello.
All right. Let's minimize it again. Get the PowerPoint back up. There we go. So, Iran's also started using hypersonic missiles, so that kind of freaked out Europe for some reason. They got super, super high. Like, great stream. Thanks, Keeper. Bye bye.
Bye.
So that kind of freaked out Europe for some reason. They didn't like that too much.
I
And
think
here.
the biggest issue was they thought it was like they were launching a big ICBM.
Ah, okay.
It wasn't. It was a medium range ballistic missile.
So here are the current losses that are being reported. Iran has lost 480 drones, 200 ballistic missile launchers, 120 SAMs, 8 helicopters, 1 tanker, and 2 Tomcats. And Israeli losses are 1 Hermes drone and maybe 5 F-35s. That's how much they're claiming. Israel's saying they didn't lose any. I haven't been able to see any
Yeah, I've just
confirmations
seen.
of F-35s being shot down.
Yeah, I'm gonna put as mostly Israeli drones have been wiped out by mostly a lot of Israeli drones have been taken out. Yes, a lot of Israeli drones have
Mm-hmm.
been taken out.
Right. So, in my opinion, I think Israel has crippled Iran's capabilities, and Iran's not really able to respond, and this is really bad for their stability because they can't surrender to Israel, right? That's going to make them look really, really bad. And they also lost a bunch of their critical personnel. So those were people who are loyal to the Iran's leader. So finding those replacements is going to be really hard. The proxy people they have are going to have to work with all new people, and they're probably not going to like that too much. And so they're going to have to redevelop those relationships. The Iranian counterattacks did hit some important buildings. I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact on Israeli operations.
It
For the
really,
short term?
yeah. I was gonna say it. It looks as if what's being hit more is
Mexi, why?
So from what we've seen is Israel is getting hit. This is the most they've been
Yes.
hit by ballistic missiles ever. What's being hit is kind of like, for
Yeah.
example, a hospital got hit, a Microsoft building got
Why?
hit, a like the Haifa oil refinery has been hit multiple times. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange was hit. While those are important targets, those are
Hey
not
Lee, welcome to the
military
stream.
targets. Those are
Mhm.
strategic. I want to say those are more to do with civilian targets to make life total hell. And Israel's
Yeah.
still being hit every day, so it's not. I don't think Israel's going to stop being hit. I think Israel is going to continue to be hit. It's just I think if Iran does not actually strike anything military related, it's kind of not a. There's no point.
Yeah.
You know, like you can hit all you want, all these people, but like there's no point if all you're hitting is just people's houses or gay bars. Like for example, a gay bar in Tel Aviv was destroyed by a missile. Houses have been
Jeez.
destroyed.
Yeah.
That's like 3,000 people are homeless. That's a lot of damage to the civilian population, but none to the
Yeah.
IDF. Like, if your
Yeah.
goal is to hurt the IDF, why not strike IDF locations? You know, it's like it
Yeah.
seems they're more just attacking. It just looks like they're not attacking IDF. They're just terror bombing and trying to hit people's stuff because they know Israel can't take everything out.
Mhm.
So they're just gonna hit, and hope that nothing happens. You know.
Yeah. All right. So America's response, they're reporting 8 F-22 Raptors are on the way to Jordan, and they have 2 mid-air refueling tankers with them. Felt like deja vu. The Iranian claim that IDF hiding tanks under hospital. Oh my goodness.
I think that was
And
just. I think Chloe. I think that was just to be cheeky assholes. Because
yeah.
it. Yeah, I think that's just to be cheeky assholes. You know.
hmm I've also seen a lot of reports from a lot of people where they're getting steak and lobster. So it's going down. It's happening.
No, that's a meme. That's a meme.
There's so much steak and lobster though.
It's a
Yeah,
fucking meme.
true.
That's a meme. I'm sorry. That's a damn meme.
Okay.
You can't. I don't believe that.
Okay.
I
Last time it
don't
was IDF
believe
and
it.
Hamas in Gaza. True. And that concludes today's reports. All right. Let's see if there's anyone to raid. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.
Yeah,
It
thank you
was a lot
guys.
of
It's
fun.
really fun.
Let's see. Wolf is doing WWE, so let's go ahead and raid Wolf. All right. And have a good weekend, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.